joining us right now. My good friend, your good friend, and one of the pillars, truly, of Sacramento, not just the sports scene, but the business scene. And let's be honest, if I'm being honest, one of the greatest mustaches in history. Powerful mustache. The one, the only Kevin Nagle. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys, and thanks for the introduction, Dave. I really do appreciate it. That mustache, I've worked on it my whole life.
When was the last time you did? Hey, honestly, I don't know if I've ever asked you this before. When was the last time you didn't have a mustache? How old were you?
You really want to know?
I mean, I'm just honestly, I don't know if it's something you grew in your 30s or if you've had it since you were a kid.
I've had a mustache since I was 12 years old.
Get out of here.
And I had a mustache since I was 12 years old because I got hit in the face with a baseball bat.
I ended up with that. Yes.
I got a concussion. It was not exactly the prettiest scar there. And in fact, people used to tell me that, and Mother Nature came along and at that age grew me a mustache. So you can't see any of the bad scarring as a result of that baseball bat. It's essentially ended my drive to really want to be a professional baseball player, even though, 12 is young, but that was really my interest.
Yeah. Yes, Kyle?
I just in the last couple of years started growing facial hair, and I have a very thin mustache. Did yours just come in powerful straight away, or did that develop over time?
Over the year, because Kevin, let me be clear, it's a powerful mustache. Like my facial hair, I'm 40. My facial hair looks like, well, I won't say it on the air, but it's not
it's
strong.
Thin, like patchy,
right.
Yeah.
Kevin's like bottle, like brush, like
yes.
It is strong. But I don't think it was that way when you were 12. I would imagine.
No, but here's the thing. Dave makes the mustache out to look a little bit like Adolf Hitler.
No, I do not. It's a full stash. I've never said that. It's like Teddy Roosevelt.
He sent me a picture one time, and he said, "What do these two people have in common?"
I did
and on the left-hand side, it was Adolf Hitler, and on the right-hand side, it was Kevin Nagle.
Teddy Roosevelt. All you need is the spectacles. Gee, I could never grow that mustache. God bless you for the ability to do that. And really, since you've been 12, you've never once, just for fun, like you didn't go on vacation for like a couple weeks and just shave it just to say you have no idea what you'd look like without a mustache.
Well, people have said to me, I've got friends who are in the, plastic surgery. And they say, we can fix that. And I said, you know what? This is me. I might just go it alone the rest of the way. The only person that had a mustache at the time that he could grow it until whenever.
Wow.
I still got a few years left in me. So we'll have to see. Somebody's going to have to convince that. It's not going to be one of those St. Baldrick. If we raise this much money to shave it off. Yeah. I'll take my eyebrows and shave it. But, I have to save that because every time I see myself on TV and back, I go, who is that person? And with that bald spot, and it's getting bigger and bigger. I figure I'm just going to grow my eyebrows, just grow them up and back.
Just grow back, do a comb over from the eyebrows.
Yeah. Some people do it from the side. I'm going back, straight up and back.
If it was up to me, I would have one of the most successful and powerful movers and shakers in town on and do 25 minutes on your grooming habits. However, the audience will absolutely kill me for that. Kevin, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your crew. I'm proud of the city, the mayor, of course, Mr. Burkle and Matt. Listen, I know you're superstitious a little like me because of your probably because of your sports background. But am I breaking any karmic rules by saying this is the best position we've ever been in when it comes to our MLS bid?
No, I can say without a doubt, we are in a fantastic position. I mean, the interesting thing, Dave, and, some people know bits and pieces of, what happened last year, leading into when we went to go make our presentation in New York. It looked on the outside like we were in the perfect position, which we really were 48 hours before. But some very strange things happened, which have yet to come out. There's a great story to be told on that. I mean, great meaning it's really sort of shocking. But the reality of it is putting that all aside, we are in a terrific position. We've done everything that the commissioners asked us to do. He's written some things to the mayor, and also I believe tweeted some things out about the progress we've made. I think we've gone beyond that, quite frankly.
I think when you were at that meeting last night, Kevin, and you spoke, and so many others spoke in favor, and you saw, you were there. People forget you were one of the first people, if not the first person, local business wise, to step up and pull out your wallet and your work ethic when Mayor Kevin Johnson went around trying to raise money that the Maloofs couldn't. To help bolster the Kings advertising base. So it's not like this is new hat to you, but I would imagine there was a part of you that compared 2013 and the road to getting that $250 million deal with the city for Golden One Center. And last night, I don't want to say this was easier, but it did seem a lot smoother. And now it really seems like the ball's in the MLS's court.
Well, it is. I mean, look, I think that we learn as a community, and I think that what many of the city council people who were there, when the Kings, when we were making the push to raise money for the Kings, a lot of people didn't know what that impact would have upon the community, upon the region, in terms of the economic impact, and also the activities that were far greater just than basketball by itself, and then also what would happen, really to the whole region at large. You don't want to gut, a significant asset within the community. I think in this particular case, people realize what we're building is something that really is going to bookend the other part of the city. It's going to double the size. I mean, people have heard this, probably repeatedly and ad nauseum. But the reality of it, it's going to be transformational. It's going to take us to the next level. We're the 19th, 20th largest media market in the U.S. It's an attractive place to be, to come live. You just created another asset that is adding to that. And think about it. I mean, yes, we're going to play soccer, but guess what? You're going to have you potentially could have lacrosse, rugby. Then you start talking about concerts, outdoor concerts, country western concerts, all sorts of other activities that we just can't have at the G1, as great as it is. So what you really have is you've just augmented a community, increased its size in the core area by twice. And it's going to make us just all that much more attractive.
Sacramento Republican owner Kevin Nagle joining us. Kevin, you've always been way too humble to say yourself, so I'm going to say it for you. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I've read reports that you're upwards of $40 million out of your own pocket into this deal. I don't know what it takes to run this club per month, but I imagine it's a little bit more than $100 a month. You spent a lot of time and a lot of money on a project that isn't a guarantee. We still don't have an MLS squad. So my question to you is this: you're a part owner of the Kings. I imagine that financially your money could have been better spent elsewhere. I'm talking about a return on investment. What is it about this project that has energized you to spend that much of your personal wealth on what amounts to a bet?
Well, there are probably a number of reasons. I mean, one of them, look, I'm just not built that way. It's, really probably come from childhood on, just by virtue of how I grew up. And look, somebody, if they tell me that we can't do something, we're going to go do it. If we have to go make money to put food on the table, short of, starving, we're going to go do it. The reality of it is this is something that I knew. And this goes back to those months last year that I alluded to earlier in the program. From my mind, really, when I knew we were in a position, when the commissioner told us, what we needed to do, I knew. I think the mayor knew. The team that I had there at the time, we knew that we could do it. We just needed some time. We were up against the clock, and we knew that there were going to be some other people that were going to enter the fray. And we also knew that those who were competing against us, a lot of people felt, as you know, that when we went into those meetings, in New York,
yep,
that we were the odds-on favorite.
Yep.
I knew going into those meetings, we were no longer the odds-on favorite. And I mean, but at the same time, I will say this, that I was, and I think our team, we were already thinking about what we needed to do to change that. And we're really fortunate. Look, in the end, I would say we got the best partner business partner to come along, and Ron Burkle, along with his friend and now business partner of ours, Matt Alvarez. And I mean, we've worked really well together. I think the integration of everything is going well. And so I think that when we, discussed with the commissioner who our selection was, we just weren't bringing in, quote, a whale who had significant capacity.
Yep.
We're bringing in somebody who was a winner in the sports, who was already a winner. Look, he'd won Stanley Cups. He took a franchise that was bankrupt and then rehabilitated the team and then the community right immediately around it, and then made them really the gold standard in National Hockey League. We have that same opportunity here in Sacramento with Major League Soccer. Plus, you start to add on some of the other development that will go on during that time as well. So I mean, was I down? Did I think we could do it? I knew that, I have a theory, a belief. It's okay to be down. It's not okay to stay down. And look, I would just say this much, over the course of the year, there have been a lot of people on social media that have taken shots. That's okay. Look, it means they're fans. It means they're bothered with us. But I always believe that, look, in the end, leaders, you have to be subject to that. And I mean, so be it. So many of those people who may be listening who are like to type and critique and put their opinion on there, keep at it.
Kevin Nagle joining us. You're a better man than I. I think there are a bunch of ding-dongs that didn't know what the hell was going on. But, hey, that's just me. I want to ask you for a timeline on MLS. I know that's up to MLS. But let's just say for the heck of it, I know the Board of Governors meeting. They're down in L.A. this week. Let's say, what is this, April? Next month, whatever. They say, yeah, you're in. Awesome. We have the big presentation out here and all that stuff. Do you have a timeline in your head for what the day Commissioner Garber says we're good to go, when and if that happens, knock on wood, what's next? What's next for the team and what's next for the development?
Well, I mean, that's one of the real advantages that we have. We've activated everything. I mean, that's the one thing that I did and I committed to, and which you alluded to a little bit about. I really went at risk on that even before we got approved. We started moving dirt and also doing some other, construction and development related activities there. The city has to do some things, but it's already approved, and that was discussed last night. That's a clear-cut advantage. They'd already done their diligence, so it's a flip of the switch. We're ready to go. We have to probably pick our partner on who's going to construct it. We've already looked at it once. It'll be looked at again. But the reality of it, sooner than later, that's really an advantage I think that Major League Soccer has, and that even though some other teams have been announced, we're ahead of them. We're ahead of them now in every way. So when you start to say, we've checked the boxes, which is a common word that is used, we've checked the boxes now and we're ready. Just tell us, and we'll work into your schedule.
Kevin Nagle with us. Finally, I built a bookshelf from IKEA yesterday for my daughter, Avery. And you mentioned you're still looking for a partner for the construction. I'm wondering, could I submit a bid? Maybe get the job myself.
Well, look, I love and respect IKEA. But if you're going to bring IKEA furniture,
here we go, an IKEA stadium.
I used it. If they wanted to put the name up there and it was the right, I bet we could figure out a way. And we'd be sitting in IKEA seats.
But it would take 5.5 years to build the stadium because nobody would be able to read the directions.
Yeah, I use that, and you start backwards. Sometimes you ever done that where you start backwards, yes, and you end up with a couple screws and some washers, and you go, "Where is this?" And
right.
You check and say, "Let me see if it works with these parts." Maybe they're just side parts.
Right.
Then all of a sudden it's crooked.
Exactly.
It's crooked, and you go, you look around, take a deep breath, and I go, "Well, I've only been on this for 3 hours."
Right. That's why I turned it over to my wife.
So, but IKEA Stadium sounds nice.
Yes.
but I just would be concerned if we had seats and everything was IKEA, backed. We'd have a lot of loose screws and washers that would be sitting on the side. And by the way, loose screws in more ways than one.
All right, that used to be the name of this morning show. Kevin. Congratulations on last night. You know how much I love and respect you and love sharing your story. And it's a story more and more people need to understand because the sports landscape here in Sacramento, and really a lot of the business landscape in Sacramento, doesn't look the way it does without you. So congratulations. Premature congratulations in a sense to you and your team. I know there's still more work to be done. And we have a long summer ahead of us. Hopefully we get some great news. And I hope to have you down here as we do at least a couple times a year. Come in and sit down when you have some time, and we'll spin some stories and get this Major League Soccer team going.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Really appreciate you. Appreciate our fans. Appreciate the entire Sacramento community getting behind this. Truly mean that. We can feel it. I get stopped along the street from time to time thanking me, and it's just so it's nice to be appreciated for that. And so don't stop that. Keep the Sacramento spirit up.
You got it, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. That is Sacramento Republic owner Kevin Nagle.
You're listening to The Drive.